Welcome to the Pink Room Unplugged. I'm Mia.
I'm Amber.
And we are back.
Here we are. And this is our
last episode of the season. What was this, episode 10?
Yep.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Wow, so, okay.
10 episodes.
10 weeks of consistently posting
a
podcast episode every Thursday.
Because, trust me, it's been hard, okay?
Yeah.
Life has been lifing.
Life has been lifing for the both of us. Non-stop.
It's just like, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things. Well, some things come with adulthood. Like, it's just, it's like, things just happen and it's sometimes out of our control. In our control, maybe. But everything's
mostly
like going wrong. But mostly no. Like, I don't know. How are you?
I'm hungover.
This girl, she went out for
Y'all, I don't go out. In 2024, I literally got drunk once the whole year. Just because I go out, but I don't like drink. Like, I haven't drank in like years. Like, I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it anymore. It makes me feel like physically bad and like whatever. But yesterday, Jazz was visiting. And she doesn't really drink like that anymore either. So we were like, okay, we're going out. Like, we haven't seen each other since like 2020.
Yeah.
So I know St. Patty's Day weekend. And when I was living in Spain, I was like, I can't wait to.
Like a big thing?
No.
Oh.
But I was like, I can't wait to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in America.
So you'll be with everybody?
So that I could like do it. Like, they don't celebrate. It's not, I feel like we just do it so we can drink.
Obviously.
We just take, we just have holidays, just excuses to drink. But yeah, we went on the pub crawl, had way too many shots of tequila, not one drop of beer, all tequila. A mess, girl.
I mean, you're in Charlotte though. There's so much to do in Charlotte. Like, because I've done the same thing, but I went on like a Mardi Gras little bar.
Oh, cute.
Tour thing. Me, Yuma and Bree, and that it was just like that. That was gone. So
yeah, it's
probably the same area.
I feel like it was such a college experience. Like, it was just stupid.
I love that.
Like, why are you taking 15 shots of tequila, not drinking water, not eating food, back to back to back? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, we're beyond that. We should be smarter than this.
Yeah, you're dead wrong.
We should be able to take care of ourselves a little better. But it was fun nonetheless. We had a good time.
Especially if you haven't drank in a while.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, y'all should have been prepared.
Yeah.
Y'all should have, what you really should have done is been drinking those tequila shots while you were out. But, like, when y'all were pre-gaming, y'all should have been drinking, like, chasing with liquid IV. You would have been straight.
I have never once had a liquid IV.
Put it in some water.
It's
like
right?
a juice. Yeah, it's like a juice though. Like, you put it in some water, but it just keeps you hydrated, and that keeps you going longer. Y'all should have did that. That's the cheat code.
Girl.
Yeah, that's the cheat code. You got to do that.
Lord have mercy. I was crying. Oh, Lord. It was just a full.
That's how you know you're drunk.
It literally felt like not even college. It felt like freshman year of college. Like, the most unhinged years of college.
Never cried while drunk, so.
You've never cried while drunk?
No. I think I'd be too, like, gone to, like, think about stuff like that. I think when I'm drunk, I'm already social, but I think when I'm drunk, I'm, like, super social, like, to the next level.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just always finding somebody else to talk to.
Oh, we found someone to talk to, and that's who I cried to.
A random person?
Yes, Mia. Yes. 2 strangers. 2 women. Talking to us.
Women.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I was not crying to no man.
Men are weird. Yeah.
No, she was very sweet. Had lots of words of encouragement.
That's good.
Yeah. But how are you today?
I'm good.
You're having a different morning. You went to church this morning?
Yeah. I mean, I got home last night like 11:30. Got up, went to church. I feel good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel good today. This is like one of the only days I've ever felt like good. But I think like most days, I sometimes like carry my work into the weekend. Like, I think about things like I didn't finish or like whatever. Like, and I carry it into the weekend. I'm like, oh, well, Monday's gonna come and I have to finish this. But for once, I don't feel like that. Like, I've been trying to have the mindset of like, whatever I didn't get done, like, I'm just gonna have to save it for the next week. Like, it is what it is. Like, unless it has, like, some, because I think in my career field, I feel like deadlines are super important, like, really, really important. Unless they have a deadline that's coming up, like, this week, I just kind of just chill out.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I only have 8 hours in a day. So I've been trying to have that mindset, and that's been helping me. So, like, now I just take my weekend and I, like, do, chill out, hang out with people I want to hang out with, stuff like that. And it's been helping.
That's good. Because, work, I feel like it's easy here. Like, our culture is very, like, it's easy for work to, like, consume your life.
Right.
And it's, like, your whole life is work. And that's not life.
Right. And, like,
I'm happy that you're doing that, because your job was demanding a lot from you, or you were demanding a lot of yourself. I think your job.
I think it's like both, honestly. Like, I think both was happening, but we've got some help. Like, I finally got a legal assistant. Right. That has been my saving grace. Like, somebody that, like, he's like he's in college. And he doesn't really know much about, like, the law or, like, legal stuff, but he picks up really quickly. That is what I needed, because, I needed help.
Yeah.
Like, really bad. So that's been helping me. So nice. I feel more relaxed on the weekends.
Good. Yeah. That's good, because, weekends are for fun. Yeah. Weekends are for 15 shots of tequila and no water.
Yeah, shit. I might do that today. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
the sun is out. I'm going to Carowinds today.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, my God. It's because Hello? Hello? Okay, we're recording, just so you know. Okay. I'm going to Carowinds because I told my best friend's nephew, who's like my own nephew, that we could go this weekend. Hold on. Let's just wait. Polo! Bro, this is so unhinged. I'm like, is this the perfect segue to talk about my life? Yeah. Jesus. Girl.
Everybody, we have a guest.
Okay, Polo.
Please hold.
Alright. Me going to Carowinds ain't that important. Let's just get into it.
Alright. Let's get into it.
I'm like, yes, we have some special guests in the pink house, in the pink room today. We got my dog Polo panting on the couch. So you might hear some of that. Got my mom here.
Yeah, tell us.
Because
let's just share what you want to share. Don't feel like obligated to do too much.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, let me just take a deep breath. Brother.
I don't think you'll be able to hear.
Okay. I'm like, he painting. He painting hard.
That'll be alright.
Okay. Yeah, so my dad has betrayed me.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say about what he's done. He has betrayed me, my family, my sister, my mother, my brother. We've all been betrayed by this man, which is so crazy. Because
it is.
There's a lot of people that have shitty dads, to be frank. You know, there's a lot of people with dads that aren't in their life.
Or just shitty parents.
Shitty parents.
Mom or dad, but
specifically dads are more common.
Yes, definitely.
You know, I have plenty of friends who didn't grow up with their father, don't really know their father, or their father was in and out, or whatever. My father was not one of those. So Polo, you did not walk that hard, my friend. You could not have been taking a walk that damn hard.
It's just hot. I think that's what it is. Oh, okay. That works.
Just lay down. Yes. He's a good boy.
Okay,
but my father was not that father. My father had flaws, obviously. Like, he wasn't like the perfect. I wouldn't be like, this is like how y'all need to raise your kids. Because he's just that generation of like, yeah, whatever, anyways. But he was always there. Always could depend on him. Constant in my life. My entire life. Did all the things. Family vacations. Whatever. Coached the basketball teams.
Because I think it's important to realize that people parents are not perfect, right? But there's a difference here.
There is a huge difference here.
Right.
Because, there's a huge difference. Like, and, you know, we've had, I'm just like, this is just, like, so crazy. Because I'm just like, this is, I'm not, and this is another conversation because the only reason I'm not even saying what he did is because someone doesn't want me to share it all because they don't want to deal with answering to anybody. And it's not like my mom or my sister or my brother, or else I definitely wouldn't even be talking about this. But that's where, like, sharing your life as content gets a little tricky because it's like, well, how much of your life is, like, for you to share?
Right.
When it impacts other people.
Especially because you're not the only person involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, he, like, it's, like, the ultimate betrayal. Like, it is the craziest thing. And, like, even just saying this, like, nobody is gonna grasp how crazy this
not
is.
At all. And I'm telling you, when you told me and you were just like, you'll never believe it, I'm like, you could come up with anything in your head, right? But nothing that extreme.
Ever.
Yeah. So
every single person was, like, extremely flabbergasted.
Yeah. Like, that's something you see when you told
movie.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like, scripted.
Yeah.
Like, what?
But not someone's, like, actual life.
Yeah, and it's hard because I'm like, what? I'm, like, literally about to be 28 and, like, my whole reality has been shifted. Yeah. And, like, the whole story, it's like, you know, we have these stories for our lives that we create. Like, I was raised in a 2-parent household and, like, I have both my parents in my life and, like, this and that and whatever. You know, we have all these stories that we create based on, like, experiences that have happened to us. And this literally feels like it's just crazy. I'm like, my whole, like, story of what I thought was my life and my truth is wrong. Right. Or is now, like, completely changed.
Right. So, how...
You ask whatever you want, and I'll tell you if I...
Well, I'm thinking, like... I want to get into, like, how you've been dealing with it.
Okay.
But I don't want to, like, open a can of worms that you don't want to open. You know what I mean?
No, I already mentally prepared to open something.
Right.
A can of something.
I mean, I guess it's more so, like, without even getting into the details, because it could be so much, right? Mm-hmm. But, like, for somebody that has had a parent that was so consistent, and then all of a sudden, like, with the snap of your fingers, it changes. Like, girl, how are you getting through it?
I will say, like, when it happened, or when we discovered it, I guess I'll say, I swear to you, I felt my brain chemistry changing. Like, I literally felt like, and, like, maybe I didn't actually feel that, but that's how it felt to me. Mm-hmm. It just literally felt like my whole brain was just, like, shifting. And just, like, changing. And I, like, every day, Mia, it feels like, imagine trying to climb up a brick wall. Mm-hmm. Like, just a regular 90-degree brick wall. Mm-hmm. That's how it feels every day to, like, not, like, sink into, like, a depressive state and, like, just curl up into a ball in my bed and, like, not leave it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard.
Mm-hmm. That takes a lot. Like, that's not easy.
It's so hard. Like, just getting up every day, I'm like, okay, we got to do this. But also, I'm, like, so grateful. I feel like God, the universe, my higher self, whatever you believe, what I believe, the powers that be, like, were preparing me for this because I had been doing my morning routine for, like, 2 months or a few months by then, like, where it was, like, consistent every single day, non-negotiable. I'm going to get up, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to do breath work, I'm going to center myself, I'm going to pray, and then I can start my day. And that was, like, that has become a non-negotiable. And if I don't know where I would be or what I would be doing if I did not have that, because that is, like, what is making me able to climb the brick wall that I feel like I'm just, like, sliding down every day. Because I'm like, okay, get up, make your bed, do the things that you know, it's like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
Right.
And then it's like easier to go on about the day and like whatever. But it's hard. Like every day is different. Like some days it's like I cry like throughout the day multiple times. Some days I'm like, fuck him. I don't give a fuck. Like, angry. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever. Other days I'm like, okay, let's like be grateful. Like, what's going on? The sun is shining. Like, okay, you know, every day is different. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. Exactly how
he gotta be hot. Like,
yeah, I know, but I'm like, what you want me to do, bro? You gotta go outside.
Like,
yeah, it's hard. Journaling has been helping.
Therapy?
I need to do that.
Yeah, but you're planning on doing it?
Yeah, I am, because now it's like I have to talk to a professional. Yeah. Like, it is so, you know, already I wanted to get a therapist just because life's, but this has been so overwhelming where I'm like, there's just moments where I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. Like, I need a professional. Like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
And I feel
that's
like
what they're there for. Though.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes a lot of things are above yourself.
This,
like
100%.
Yeah.
This is above me. This is beyond me.
Yeah. Especially when you're dealing with something that's like new. Like, I know you said you had experiences in the past or whatever, but I feel like when you have something that's new, that's different.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you there's things that you can tell yourself, or you can research, or you can look up, or whatever, people that have been through the same thing probably, but it's like no one's going to tell you better than somebody that's like an outsider looking in.
Yeah.
That can give you tools.
And it's like so, yeah, it kind of like starts to feel a little isolating too, because I'm like, I feel like, I mean, the people I want to talk about it with, if I'm going to talk about it, are my mom and my sister. And, like, I have been talking about it with my friends, like with you, Nandi, Trey, whatever. But then it's like, I can't keep talking about this all the time. And it just also feels like nobody gets it.
Yeah.
Nobody I know gets it. Because anybody who's been betrayed by their father like this has been their truth.
Right.
You know, all or most of their life. And anyone who's had a relationship with their father that I had has never been betrayed by their father like this.
I think
that
also,
I know.
I think, and this has not happened to me, so I can't relate to what you're saying, but it's like unfortunate. Like, I can listen to you all day, but it's like, unfortunately, it'll never be, well, let me not say never, but it won't be one of those situations where I understand your pain. But I do think that sometimes how do I say this? Like, sometimes I think you try, right? Like, you try to understand what people are going through. But it's hard because, like, as much as I want to, and that's where I guess empathy comes in. Like, try to put yourselves in somebody's shoes. But it's hard when this is also something that you never thought that you would have to experience. Yeah. Like, you've had, I mean, I think we both agree that we've had dads that were pretty consistent in our lives. So,
like, we've never questioned if our fathers loved us.
Right. Like, never.
I can say that about myself.
Right.
No matter what flaw my dad had raising us, or like any things that I would change about how I was raised, or like anything like that, there was never a moment where I was like, does this man love me?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel.
Yeah. Which is odd when you're 27
I'm almost 30 years old.
Yeah. And now it's like coming to that point, and it's like you're going through this is like a shift in life that you're going through. And when most people go through this, like when they're probably teenagers or something, that's like a major like life event, but you're like fully developed at this point. So it's like you're fully developed, and now you're still dealing with like issues that people have dealt with probably their whole lives, that they've, you know, had an opportunity to, I mean, they'll probably never be healed from, but like had an opportunity to have a bunch of years to go through before they became an adult or on their own, or doing things like without their parents. And it's like now it's crazy.
And I'm
like,
trying to date. I'm like, how am girl.
Yeah.
I canceled, like, I had 2 dates set up the week after we found everything out. I was like, I haven't been on that app. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
I really wanted to, but when it got closer, I was like, what you going on a date for? Like, and I'm just like, oh, now I have to do all this. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna, like, trust a man to not hurt or disappoint me. Like, I know I know I can get to that point, like, that feels attainable, but it's
a process.
Yeah, I'm like...
But it's something that you probably never thought was going to be an issue. Because, I mean, something like that is going to trickle out into all aspects of your life.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, I'm not even just talking about men. Like, you might not just trust people in general.
Yeah.
Like, there are friends that you probably had for a long time, but you know your dad longer. And it's like, now.
And it's my dad.
Like you could, if your dad can do it, anybody can do it.
That's
how I would feel.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. I understand that, because it's
exactly.
like, how do you go from somebody that's known you since like the minute that you came out, and it's like now, which is like not to harp on the situation, but like to think about it, it's like,
and that's the thing too. It's like I was on the phone with a friend and she was like, "Well, we don't have to like talk about this. Like, I don't want to talk about this. Like we could talk about it." But it's like grief. It's like, you know, when you lose somebody, when someone dies, and like that's all you're thinking about. And, like, it's low-key all you want to talk about is them, kind of. And then, like, people, like, don't really want to bring it up because they feel like, oh, you probably don't want to talk about that. But
yeah.
It's on my mind always.
Right,
like,
so it's not like...
It's in constant, you know, rotation of my thoughts. So
I think that's what people do, though, sometimes, I guess, to cope, is, like, they avoid the issue so that it's not really an issue. But, like, this is your life. This is your reality. Like, it's always going to be an issue.
And it's creating, like... I mean, like, my mom is here, my dog is here. Like, it's just like...
It shifts.
My whole life has been, like, shifted and changed, and it's overwhelming.
Yeah. But, like I said, I think it's a process. Because
Yeah.
I don't think anyone that has something like that... I mean, quote me if I'm wrong, but traumatic event happened, and now...
100% traumatic.
Right, but it doesn't necessarily, like, happen overnight. Like, you're not going to... It's a process.
I know.
Yeah. And it's like, unfortunately, I do think that, you know, help, therapy, things like that would help.
Yeah.
Right? But there's going to always be ways to deal with it, but I think that it's new, and it kind of just happened. Something that our pastor said, which I think applies to a lot of different aspects in life, is that, like, God did not bring you this far just to bring you this far. Mm-hmm. And so when you're talking about dating, or you're talking about like other things that are going on with your life, and you're like, oh, my dad, but he did this, and this, I think you also have to think about how God wouldn't put you something that you couldn't handle. And also, and you know, obviously you believe in whatever your higher power and God, essentially. There's a song that, like, I really, really, and every time I think about it, I just cry, or I want to cry, because I'm like, I think people go through, especially now, like, we're going through such a phase in life that's like adulthood, and like there's different things happening, but I think something that helps me to like relax a little bit is that, like, God will always have his hands on you. Mm-hmm. You know, and there's a song called You Just Know He Has His Hands on You. And so, but there's a specific, I don't know if you, but I'm gonna read the lyrics.
Okay.
Okay, so the verse is, sometimes you feel so alone, like a child lost with no home. They keep telling you to be strong, but you say, when will it end? When will I win? That's what I know, but just know he has his hands on you. So, like, sometimes it feels like life will, like, be so overwhelming, and it's like you're going through thing after thing after thing after thing after. It's like when will it end? Like it's like, dang, like, no, like, but you're going through this for a reason. You know what I mean? And it's like, you always have to think about the bigger picture. Like, this is not just happening to anybody, this is happening to you. Mm-hmm. What is the bigger picture? What are you trying to teach me?
Yeah. I think through these, like, last couple weeks, I have really felt he won't give you anything you can't handle. Mm-hmm. Because I can see the way I'm handling this, and, like, it's hard, don't get me wrong, this is, like, the hardest shit I've ever had to deal with or go through or whatever, but, like, the way I'm handling it, I'm like, oh, you have done a lot of work before this. Right. Because, I know I can handle this. Like, I know that I'm not getting anything I can't handle.
But imagine being already in a dark place and then this happens. Exactly, like, imagine how easily somebody would break. But it's like, no, like, you got to think about what you said before, like how leading up to this moment, you were doing a lot of self-work that prepared you for something like this. Something that is, a lot of these things that happen in life are out of our control. Completely. What happened with your dad, out of your control. There was nothing you could have done.
You know what's funny? He told me once, I was dealing with like a heartbreak, and he was telling me, I got done dirty by some guy, and he was telling me, my dad told me, just remember that you can't control anybody else. You can only control yourself. Anybody else's actions are not in your control. And that like word of advice really like helped me. It's so simple, and it's so like, of course, like so like kind of duh.
Yeah.
But like when I heard it, it just like really stuck with me, and I've like used it in so many situations, and it's just like so funny that like now it's like being used to help me cope with trauma that he did.
Yeah.
Because I had no control over his actions.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of the things that happen in life, you won't have control over. But I think what's important about that is that a lot of times that things that happen like that, you're so quick, like, your first instinct is going to be like, what did I do? Or like, what did I do wrong? Or like, what did I not do? And it's like, you didn't do anything. But people are themselves, and there's no way you can control someone's actions. Also keeping in mind that people know exactly what they're doing. People know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what the consequences would be, or whatever the case may be. You know? So like that I mean, everybody's an individual at the end of the day. So it's like you can't put all that on yourself.
Yeah. This whole past year, I'm like hoping, like this is like my hope, because March of last year is when shit started just happening to me all the time. Like my grandma, how to take care of my grandma in hospice. Like there's just so many challenges in the last year that I've had, and I'm hoping like since it's March, like this is like wrapping it up. Like I'm just gonna put this bow on your challenge package, and hopefully from here on out things will be moving up. Right. But
well,
no expectations over here.
I think that there's, like I said, I don't think you can have any control over someone's actions. You can always have control over how you handle it.
Yes.
And so I think more so than worrying about what's going to happen or where, you got to worry about how, if something does happen, just know that you are still you, and you have the power to change your situation or how you react to your situation. I think that, and I think you're doing that though. Like I think that you have done a lot of like self-work. So I think that you knowing yourself and having faith is knowing that you are able to control your own actions and how you go about things. And if you always have yourself and you are okay with the person that you are on the inside, then nothing else can break you. I think that. So you gotta, like, I think you just continue working on yourself, doing what you're doing,
it's
meditating.
It's so hard to know, like, I just know this is going to be a long process, and I'm just like...
But, I mean, as expected for somebody that went damn near 28 years. So
Girl.
It's like, understandable. Like, shit, before that, like, when you were in your mama's belly, like, you know?
Bro.
Like, you been there, so...
All the time, every time.
Yeah. And you also have to think, when you said the thing about grief, this is kind of like grief.
This
is grief.
See, I was contemplating on if I was going to say this, because this is something I've been thinking, and I'm like, I don't know if I want this on the internet, but I feel like that was just, whatever. I'm trying to, with this podcast, I'm trying to just tell my truth, because that's what we, like, invite people to come on here and do. So I feel like, as hosts, like, who are we to invite people on to do things if we're not doing it? So the thought, it is like grief. Like, I'm like, I have to mourn this relationship. Right. Because on top of everything, there has been no remorse, no apology, no reaching out. Yeah. It's like, I don't even matter. My sister doesn't even matter. None of us matter. Like, it's crazy. So I'm like, essentially like, I'm going to have to mourn this relationship. This relationship will never exist in the state that it has always existed my whole life. Mm-hmm. And I have been feeling like, I feel like this would be easier if he died.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because I'm just like, if I have to deal with like, how old is he? If I have to deal with like 20 20, 25 more years of whatever else could happen.
Yeah.
Or a person like this could do.
It's gonna hurt worse.
I just would rather just remember you, how you have been the past 27 years, carry that in my heart, and go on and just mourn, because it's like, I feel like it's harder to mourn someone who's alive.
Right.
Than to...
Because they also have the power to change their situation, and they haven't.
Yeah.
So.
It's just, this is just... It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I hope nobody judges me for that. Actually, I don't really care if you judge me, because
the thing about,
you ain't walked a mile in my shoes.
But that's what I'm saying, though. But I'm like, the thing about it is going through things with parents, and like I said, like obviously I have not been at the point in my life where I can relate. But I do think that things that happen with parents is a common experience. Like that's very, very common.
100%.
Like, and it's happened way before, this has happened or whatever. Somebody 100%. Out there is going to feel the same. I mean, Jeanette McCurdy. That book.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I was happy my mother died or something.
Yeah, I was like, it's something about her mom dying. But if maybe that's a book like
I want to read that.
I'm gonna bring it to you.
I wanted to, before any of this, I always wanted to read that book because I always found that like very interesting.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad my mom died or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like there are people that go through that all the time.
Yeah.
It's like I would rather you not be here than what you did to me or what you did to people I love. You know what I mean? So I think it's not like,
and what you're like still doing, like he's still like
right. And it's like you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like you don't know if we'll do something else.
Yeah,
like,
and the crazy. Yeah, there's just so much because it's like I was raised like to depend on him so much for like so many things and like. And so then it's like to like raise me to be dependent. And you remember the conversation? Me, and Trey were in the car one day, and we were having this conversation, and we were talking about how we want a man to take care of us. Mm-hmm. And you were like, I was saying like I want to learn how to do things that I look for my dad to do, but I still would like a man in my life to do them.
Right.
But I want to know how to do them because I never want to be dependent on a man. Mm-hmm. And I used to ask my dad, like, oh, teach me how to do this. Teach me how to change a tire. Oh, you don't need to know how to do that. I'll always do it for you. Well, one day you won't be here. You'll be able to pay someone to do it. Mm-hmm. He will always say that. And I'm just like, you raised me to be so dependent on you, and now you're just gone.
Right.
Like,
and I think, was that not the conversation that we had, and we were like, it feels like we have the opposite of daddy issues. Like, it's not like we have the issue where like, oh, my dad's not there, and da-da-da-da. We have the issue of like, I've become so like dependent on my dad that like I look for men to do the same thing. Like I feel like that's what I think that was like where the conversation went. And so for that reality to change like that,
it's crazy.
Yeah, because it's like
from daddy's girl to estranged daughter.
A pipeline.
The pipeline. I'm like, please, people find me. I need my community.
Okay, but the thing is, like I said, it's a common experience.
Yeah.
Like you're experiencing it for the first time, but there's people that have been dealing with this for their whole lives.
Yeah.
So I'm sure somebody out there
and
can
just
relate.
like in the last episode, Brittany was talking about how no experiences are unique.
Right.
There's always somebody. I've been thinking about that a lot too, because I'm like, yeah, I would like to talk to someone who's experienced similar things, like parent betrayal in adulthood.
I do think that I have somebody you should talk to, but I'm not going to say it right now.
Okay.
But I do have somebody that I think you should talk to.
Because I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. And yeah, every day is just different how I feel about it. Sometimes I could just be like, oh, I'm over it. But obviously I know that's not true.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
And I think life, like, when you think about things like this, I think it just comes back to mindfulness. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to just be, like, present in the moment and, like, take, because you can't, I know we're talking about things he could do in the future, whatever the case may be, but it's like, you don't know.
You don't know.
So don't stress over things that you don't know and obviously can't control. People are going to do what they want at the end of the day for their own benefit. So,
yeah.
You just got to work on yourself. So.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of you for talking about it and dealing with it the way you have been, because like I said, people can deal with this a lot of different ways.
I've been reading this book. I should recommend this book. It's called, just look it up if you're interested. It's called No Mud, No Lotus, and it's by Thich Nhat Hanh, he's like a Buddhist teacher. I'm not really sure. But Janae Aiko, I watched an interview with her, and she was like talking about her spiritual journey, like really.
Wait, did she talk about this book?
She talked about him.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've seen
it. It was with Jay Shetty.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this.
She was like talking about him, like his reading his books, like really impacted her spiritual journey. And so I like looked up his books, and I saw this No Mud, No Lotus. And lotus flower is my favorite flower because lotus flowers grow best in dirty, muddy, murky water, and they're such beautiful flowers, and they like rise above the surface and blossom, and that's why they're also have so much spiritual meaning, because it's like a symbol of like going through hard shit and coming out as a lotus flower. So when I saw No Mud, No Lotus, I was like, oh, I gotta get this book. This is like weeks and weeks ago. This might be a month ago now, and it's also called like The Art of Transforming Suffering. And I was like, oh, I gotta get this book. I love lotus flowers. No Mud, No Lotus. That's my shit. I gotta get this book. Girl, God was talking to me because that book, like, yeah, it's really helpful, and it is about like feeling your suffering, being present with your suffering, being mindful, being present, and allowing yourself to suffer so that you can transform it into just happiness,
right,
and joy. And yeah, I bought that book at the right time. Didn't even know it.
Yeah,
perfect timing, and it's been really helpful. And I even wrote on my board over there, it says No Mud, No Lotus. But yeah. Anyways, that's a book recommendation.
Right. So I mean, it's essentially no pain, no reward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because like a couple months ago, I was thinking like, I haven't really. I was like thinking like, I haven't really gone through anything crazy in my life. Like, I haven't been through anything, like, I've had challenges, of course. Life is life. But I haven't gone through anything where I'm like, this was like a super traumatic, like, ground shifting, mind altering event. Not like this. And then this happened out. And I was thinking of it in the sense of like, and I know that maybe this sounds crazy, but I was thinking of it in the sense of like, do I deserve all my dreams if I haven't
struggled for it?
Yeah, you look at like people who reach their potential or like almost achieve their dreams, and like you hear their stories and you're like, fuck, like you've been through some shit.
Yeah.
And I had that feeling of like, dang, do I really deserve like all the things that I want? And then this happened, and I was like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, that's funny, because I feel that way sometimes, too. I'm like, I think about it in a way of, like, when people write, like, their, what is it called? Like, when you're trying to, what's that thing called?
Memoir?
No. The document. No, the document that you write. Why am I blanking? But, like, the thing that you write when you're, like, trying to get into, like, university.
Oh, mission letter? Or
It's like a...
Oh, letter of interest.
No, it's like... It's like a document that you write, like, and you basically the point of the document is to like describe why you should
like an essay
or like be in. Yeah, but it's like what is it called?
An admissions essay?
No, it's called like a personal statement.
Oh, personal
like your
statement.
personal statement.
Okay,
but the point of the personal statement, because I had to write one for law school. But like the point of the personal statement is to like share your journey, right? Or like why you like have come this far, and like you want to essentially pursue it more, or whatever the case may be. And I remember when I was writing mine for law school, I was like, I don't even know what to write, because I fortunately have been blessed enough to not have gone through anything. I haven't been through poverty. I haven't been through like struggles in life. My parents have always made it super easy for me to achieve what I want. You know what I mean? Like I've never been in a situation where I have to struggle, essentially. Or I know a lot of people, like if their parent like passes or whatever, they'll write about that and like how, that's made a difference in their life or whatever. I never had anything to write. Yeah. So I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, but anything could happen, like anything could happen. Yeah. And so when I'm thinking about like your situation, I'm like, at that point in my life, when I was 22, trying to get into law school, and I was still an undergrad. I'm like, I didn't have anything to write. But like now when I'm thinking about like, this happened to you at 27. Yeah. So I'm like, if I was 27 and like this happened, like you would still have something to write, but this is something that normally you would assume happens early on in life. Yeah. So I've always thought about that because I'm like, people have gone through some shit. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm like, you try to empathize as much as possible, but I'm like, I don't know if it's unfortunately or fortunately that hasn't happened for me. What's traumatic to one person could be worse for other people. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I think everyone's challenges are subjective. I was telling you, because we weren't planning to end this season with episode 10. I think we wanted to go to episode 15, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this was like, so much was happening. You are like kind of ending a phase. Yeah. This has like, I don't know what the hell. If I'm starting a cycle, ending a cycle, I don't know what the fuck going on. Yeah. But
it's like a little bit of both.
But I need a break. Yeah. I know that. Yeah. And when I realized that this episode comes out on Thursday, and Thursday is like the end of winter, or the last day of winter, I was like, bet. We could just, season 1. Yeah. Let's just bring it to a close. Like, I think I'm really proud of us. I really want to emphasize that. Yeah. Like, I am so proud of us, like, for doing this, for being consistent with it. We've been getting great feedback. Like, I think my main goal, especially like this early on, was just for not about what anyone else is saying, right? But just like about us doing it and doing it how we want.
Right. Exactly.
And that's like, what we've done.
We've been very consistent, and I think like there's a starting point, and I think that's what we're at, and I think that there's always going to be room to grow. Yeah. And so I think that season 2 we'll just take it off, and then we'll make it do what it do. Like,
grow as we go. Yeah, I ain't ever gonna stop saying that.
I mean, but true though.
It's
like,
true.
Gotta grow as we go. So yeah, I mean, we'll make it work. And
are you like, what would you say? I haven't really thought about season 2 or like anything other than that. I want to step our editing game up.
Facts.
And like, you know, that thing. And I think that's good that we'll have time to like work on that. Right. Because now we like edit so, it's like we like have to do it quickly too. So we don't have time to like research and like, because we don't know what the hell we're doing. Right. Girl, we're just a couple of girls with cap cut. Like, we don't know what the hell going on.
The first episode that we did, I took a whole entire day to edit. Yeah. Mind you. Like, so the fact that we don't have to do that anymore, I took a whole Saturday, y'all. That first episode I edited for the whole day. Like, got the logo together that same day.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know why it just took me from sun up to sundown to do
this. Because like we gotta learn too. Yeah. So that's why I'm like glad we're gonna have a break to like learn some things, to make some things pop. Like, is there anything that you want or like are striving for?
I think that I don't know if there's anything like specific. I do think that the editing is something I really want to work on. I don't know. I think our promotion has been pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think that, you know, obviously life has happened and there's been some like delays, but I do think that for the most part, we figured that part out.
The punches we've been rolling with,
right.
We can give ourselves a pat on the back.
Right. I do think that we'll just get like a more official with like our YouTube game and all that stuff. I think that, you know, some intros and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, we'll get it right.
I want to be more intentional or like more methodical. Interviewers and like journalists and like people like that it's a real methodology behind that. Like there's like a real, I want to be more educated in like how people
like do that stuff, because I mean it's a skill, right? I think that then it's a skill that can be crafted, but I think like for instance like there's like when I told you the guy that had helped, and I'm still doing it, but like he makes videos about saying like filler words, right? And it's like saying like that sort of thing. He's like there's a method. He teaches people how to not do that. Okay. All right, guys. So
that was a sign.
Yeah, our battery died. So we're gonna end it here. This is end of season 1, and we'll be back for season 2.
Love y'all.
Love you guys.
I know you did not want to do that. Bye.